If you are familiar with Mosaic Moments dies, you may have come across the die levels at this point. You might be wondering what each level means and what dies are included in each one. In today's video, I will go over the 3 different die levels, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will have a clear picture of what they mean. Mosaic Moments categorizes all of their dies in 3 different levels, which are Level 1, also known as Explore level dies, Level 2, which are known as Discover level as well, Level 3, which are also called Adventure level. At first, it may seem that the levels may represent a range of difficulty to use. We at Mosaic Moments really think of the levels as how much time it will take to create these scrapbook layouts with them. So, level 1 dies are generally the quickest and easiest since you need less time to plan and cut the pieces. The level 2 dies generally take a little more time to plan each cut in comparison to the level 1 dies. And level 3 dies are generally going to take the longest to plan and cut since they tend to have smaller spaces and more little pieces to cut and glue to the layout. To recap, the die levels represent how much time and planning you need to take, with level 1 being the quickest and easiest to plan, and level 3 taking the most time to plan and cut. So let's go over each die level in more detail. Level 1, or Explorer level, includes the basic die bundle, plus our embellishing dies. Level 1 includes our decorative borders, frame dies, and many of our seasonal designs. These dies are generally quick to use since you will mostly use them to cut various paper colors, and they're pretty easy to glue down on your layout. Generally speaking, these dies are going to really be used to embellish your scrapbook pages. And generally, you're just planning out which paper colors you're going to use, and they are less about cropping your photos. Whereas level 2 and level 3, you have to take more time to crop your photos in unique shapes or smaller sizes. The basic and layering die bundles are also included in level 1, and they are pretty straightforward to use. It's usually just one cut and you are done. You can already go ahead and place it on the grid paper. If you are just getting started with the Mosaic Moments scrapbook system, we do recommend starting with the basic bundle and level 1 dies, since these will help you learn how to use the system in a simpler way. So if you have yet to make your first page, these dies we recommend starting with first. We love the level 1 dies because of the wonderful embellishing options you can add to your layouts. The level 2 dies are also known as Discover level. When you are ready to move beyond the basic shapes, level 2 is a great place to start. Generally, the level 2 dies cut multiple pieces that fill a square or rectangular shape on the grid paper. Look at this 3x3 horizon die. It has 2 shapes, but as you can see, it fills a 3x3 square right on the grid paper. When I place the 3x3 basic shape on top, you can see it fills the same area. Level 2 includes the grid dies and strip dies, corner cutout series, the horizon dies, the whimsy collection, and more. With these shapes, you can get large circles, whimsical layout shapes, mosaics, panoramas, and other unique designs that are not just the basic squares and rectangles. The level 2 dies are generally very easy to cut and glue very quickly, but the unique cropped die cut shapes take a little longer to plan than level 1. With these dies, you may need to think outside the box and crop your photos, knowing you will get less of your 4x6 photo onto the page than usual. We love the level 2 dyes because of the amazing shapes you can crop your photos into. Level 3 dyes are also known as adventure level. All of our level 3 dies cut shapes with a thin frame, and your goal is to fill the inside sections with your photos or paper. Since the frames are thinner, you will want to be more careful with gluing. Plus, you will need to stick them more carefully on the grid paper since they can appear warped easily. There generally are more small pieces to glue than the other levels. Adventure level generally takes more planning time since the spaces can be much smaller in comparison to the previous levels. Plus, many shapes have sharper angles to work with. Some of the dies, it will be handy to have detailed photos of items such as flowers, rocks, seashells, or other items you can find. Dies such as X Factor will not really have room for your typical photos such as portraits since the spaces are very small. So taking those detailed photos will be very handy as fillers. Some of the level 3 dies include X Factor, Dynamic, 30 Degrees, On the Dot Collection, and more. While these dies will need more time to put together, the results are amazing. Level 3 dies make our most intricate designs that will blow you away. If you have never used level 3 dies, don't let them intimidate you. The main key is to have better photo habits, such as taking photos at a variety of distances and taking those detail shots. If you have any questions about the different die levels, you can ask them in the comments section below. Also go to our site, snapincrop.com/dies, and check out our die categories. We have them all split in all 3 levels so you can see which dies are in which level. To recap, level 1 or explore level dies are the basic shapes and embellishing. They take less planning for your photos because generally you're going to be using them to cut paper. Plus, they are easy to cut and glue. Level 2 or discover level dies cut multiple shapes that fill in a basic shape area on the grid paper. More planning for your photos will be needed since they will be cropped into unique shapes outside of just rectangles and squares. They are very easy to cut and glue. They also create beautiful designs on your pages, such as large circles or panoramas. And last is the level 3, also known as adventure level dies. So all of these dies create thin frames that you have to fill in, and usually they might be smaller and more intricate shapes than the previous levels. Level 3 dies take the most time to plan the photos because of the small, cropped, and unique shapes you have to fill in. The thin frames will need to be glued a little more carefully in comparison to the other levels because they can warp and break a little bit easier, so you want to be careful with them. Plus, the smaller pieces can take a while to glue because usually you're going to have more pieces. The level 3 dies also create the most intricate layout designs that are amazing. I hope this video provided a lot of information about the Mosaic Moments die levels. Again, let us know if you have any questions by asking them below. And thank you so much for watching.